Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Just waiting on the live to actually show up. So once again, thank you all. Thank everybody that is tuned in with me. I see you, Michelle Chalk Girl, on IG. What's going on? Um, if you are tuned in live with me, do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that like button and share it, because this is a question that we run into all the time, as a publishing house, especially since the last 266 authors that we've worked with have all went number one on Amazon. So we always get the question, how do I become a bestseller? How do I become a bestseller? So prayerfully, today you are tuned in and you ready to share this information with someone else, because there's a lot of authors out there and you deserve to be a bestseller. So for those of you who do not know who I am, my name is Ray Destin Jr. I am the CEO and founder of BOBM Publishing. We're a full service publishing house that has been around for a few years. And the last 266 authors that we've worked with have all went number one on Amazon. So I just want to drop a few quick hints, a few quick tips for you. Prayerfully, it helps. I know it's helped those 266 authors get to bestseller status. And so I'm going to share it with you. So the first thing I want to touch on is that there are actually different types of bestsellers. There are different types of bestsellers. The first type of bestseller that I'll touch on is a New York Times bestseller. New York Times bestseller has the following criteria. You have to be published with the major publishing house. You have to sell between 5,000 and 10,000 copies in a week, and it cannot be all in one spot. So when I say it cannot be all in one spot, as a New York Times bestseller, you have to sell those in bookstores. You have to sell it online, small bookstores, other bookstores, anywhere that books are sold. This is where you want to get that book out there as a New York Times bestseller. And like I said, it has to be with the major publishing house. So if you are not with the major publishing house, then the odds of you getting to a New York Times bestseller is zero, right? The second one is a USA Today bestseller. USA Today has similar criteria, 5,000 to 10,000 copies sold in 1 week. The reason for those 5,000 to 10,000, again, the same as the New York Times, is that they are looking to make sure that this book is actually selling in different places. Now, the thing about the New York Times bestseller is that they don't have a list of exact stores that you can sell your book in to become a bestseller. And the reason that they don't have that is because they don't want people to just jump in and know exactly which store they need to go to. So they go to this store, they go to that store, they go to, the strategy has to be complete. You have to have a full marketing strategy, and you have to be willing to hustle for that full week. Now, here's the great thing about it. Those sales can be pre-sales as well. So if you have pre-sales, those pre-sales count towards the sales that go in for that week period. The next thing I'll touch on is to become either a USA Today or an Amazon bestseller, you need to have a great mailing list. And when I say a mailing list, I'm not talking about the snail mail or through the post office. This is mail that your email mailing list. The reason that you want to have a great email mailing list is because that email list should cover the entire country or the entire globe. If you are already building a niche for yourself, an online presence, a presence in your industry, then you have a greater chance of building up your audience. And that those people that you send those emails to on a consistent basis are going to help with the bulk of those sales. If you say, hey, my book is now in barnesandnoble.com or Barnes and Noble, and they go to the bookstores, then guess what? They have a chance to purchase, but it cannot be from just one single bookstore. It has to be from a variety of bookstores. It has to be from a variety of online outlets. It has to be from your website. It has to be from everywhere. So it's not just one place that you can send them to. You have to have a presence that they understand this book is out. I need to go purchase it. last thing I'll touch on, and I'm gonna make this really brief for y'all. Today was one of those days I really didn't feel like doing a video, but it's something that people have been consistently asking. So I'm giving you this information to really help you. The last thing is becoming an Amazon bestseller. People always ask, how many books does it take to become an Amazon bestseller? It varies. It varies based on the type of book that you're putting out there, based on the category, based on a number of different things. But you have to know the placement, and you have to understand that when your book drops, a lot of other people are dropping books at the same time. Every day, there's thousands of books being published to Amazon. There's thousands of books being published to Lulu.com. There's thousands of books being published to Ingram Spark. There's thousands. You get the point. They're being published all over. A lot of people. What's going on, Miss Pam? Good morning. There's a lot of people that are putting those books out there. So the big thing is when you get your book out there, you really want to hustle. I want to say within the next week or two, I'm going to do a full webinar on how to become a best-selling author, because it's something that is so simple, but it's so complicated. I've seen people, and you know what? I chose violence today. I've seen people that we've actually helped, people that worked with us, that went out and tried to do the same thing. And they were like, oh, I think I got the system. And it didn't happen the same way because they don't have the exact blueprint for becoming a bestseller. If you want to become a bestseller, there's a few things that you're going to need. One, you need to have the groundwork. You need to have the hustle to get out there and really sell that book. Two, you need to be visible and present. If you do not have an audience yet, I see it all the time. We'll make you a New York Times bestseller. We'll make you a New York Times bestseller. We'll make you an Amazon bestseller. We'll make you this. We actually have a program, 90 Days to Bestseller, where we teach you the fundamentals in depth of how to become a bestseller. For that reason, I'm not trying to sell that to you right now. I'm just telling you there's plenty of programs out there. But one of the biggest things is if you do not have a presence, if you do not have credibility, if you do not have visibility, then you need to start working on that. Build your social media following up. Build your online presence up. Build your speaking repertoire up. If you are a coach, communicate with the people that are in your coaching base and build that list up to the point that you have between 5 and 25,000 on an email list. And I know that sounds like a lot of people, but it really is not. The reason that you want to have that email list is everybody doesn't see your post on social media. Just because you post something on Instagram and you're like, man, this was the dopest thing I ever put out. They don't see it because algorithms, because there's a lot of other things that are crowding their attention. So when you have that email marketing list, you have people that you are sending emails to on a consistent basis, whether it's once a week, once a day, once every 2 weeks, whatever the case may be. These are people that you are communicating with, that you're building relationships with, and that are going to genuinely support you because they've been rocking with you. Also, once you put that book out there to become a true bestseller, look at setting up those book signings at different stores. And I've said this before, just because you have a book and it's in bookstores does not mean that people are necessarily going to go to it. You have to market the fact that you have this book. You have to market the location that people are in. You have to market and let people know how they can support you, because there's a lot of people out here that genuinely want to support your efforts. They genuinely want you to become that New York Times bestseller. They want you to become the USA Today bestseller. They want you to become the Amazon bestseller. But if you don't let them know how they can support you, then they're not going to be able to. And lastly, make sure that your goals match your hustle. Make sure that your goals match your hustle. If the only people that you have supporting you are people that you've known your entire life, sometimes financial issues come up. That's not a bad thing. But remember, get in front of the right audiences, build your niche, build your presence, and Get out there and hustle for it. With New York Times bestsellers, New York Times bestseller, in 1 week, you need to sell between 5 and 10,000 copies to become a guaranteed New York Times bestseller. They do not have the outlets listed where you have to be. So you have to sell that book at all bookstores, not just in one. Just because it's in Barnes and Noble does not mean that gives everybody out there a chance to purchase it. New York Times, USA Today, the same things are happening. They have a select, they're looking at stores and outlets that actually list their revenue and list the reports, drop the reports every week. They have reports of every book sold in their stores. Get in front of the right people and make sure that if you want to become a bestseller, you have the hustle. Make sure that you're coachable. One of the things for the people that have worked with us, we have a standing rule. There's a certain number of people that you need to have present at the. Nobody has the list, Ms. Pam. That's a good question. New York Times has the list kept quiet so that people are not getting out there and trying to manipulate or play the system. But that's a great question. When it comes down to Amazon, again, it's going to be based on the category and it's going to be based on the number of books sold. I'm not going to give you that specific number, but just know that New York Times is here. You have to be with a vanity publisher. 5,000 to 10,000 books sold in a week at various retail outlets and online. USA Today, same categories. The difference with the USA Today and the New York Times is that USA Today, you can self-publish and get on that USA Today list. And then with Amazon, it's going to be those books that are purchased from Amazon during a specific time period. Usually theirs is between 2 and 24 hours. So if you want to become the next bestseller, there's plenty of opportunity out there. If you want to become a bestseller with us, by all means, reach out. Like I said, this is not a sales video. This is an information video. I want you all to be successful. But like Miss Pam put my quote in, make sure your goals match your hustle. If your goals don't match your hustle, don't complain when you don't get the results that you're looking for. Listen, let's get out there and make today the best day possible. Make today a great day. Go get those sales, finish that book, or if you haven't, start that book and finish that book and get in contact with somebody that can help you to get to the level that you want. I love you guys. Ain't nothing you can do about that. I love y'all, and I want to give y'all everything I got. Y'all have a good day.